This is the new 12-inch silent runner wheel. It's made by Exotic Nutrition in the United States of America. I bought it from an eBay seller in the UK. I've ordered it with, comes with a stand at the back. This is how it came in the box. It needs putting together a bit like a rodent wheel gets put together. It has this fairly solid metal stand, but I also ordered the cage attachments here, which are 2 metal plates and a screw with a nut and a bolt thing. And you get this track, a bit like a rodent wheel track, and another set of nuts and bolts. That must be for the stand. This is the front piece here. This is plastic, like again a bit like the rodent wheel. Then some kind of information. There's some information about the cage attachment, but that's about it so far. And then this is the back piece, which is really solid. It's also plastic, and it has a metal bit in the middle. Apparently these have got ball bearings, these wheels, that make them quiet. What I'm more concerned about is whether or not it's stable. What I've been looking for is a 12-inch wheel, because we have a very large Syrian and he's a bit too big for an 11-inch rodent wheel. And he's currently got a robust wheel which is very deep and won't fit in the new cage that I've got, in terms of depth and hanging it from the top and that sort of thing. So I was looking for one I could screw to the bars, and I thought I'd try this out. And when I've got it put together and in the cage, I shall try it out a bit more and finish this video. Well, I have the wheel put together now and in Charlie's new Barney cage, and that wasn't too difficult. I did find it a bit of a fiddle putting it together at first, because I haven't done it before, but actually it's just a case of getting the hang of it, because I had to take it apart again because I hadn't got the joining strip in the right place. And when I put it together the second time, it was a piece of cake, so it's really no bother at all. And I'm actually really pleased with the wheel. I'm very happy with it. It's nice and stable and solid when it's screwed to the bars of the cage. And it's very, very quiet, silent, except when it's got food in it. As I found out the other day, if they put food in it, it rattles. But then that's the wheel itself is silent, I would say. Silent as you'll get. Can't really hear anything. That's because of the little bearings in the back. It ran absolutely fine on the stand, but I really do prefer it screwed to the bars in the cage. It just seems that much more solid and stable somehow. But the main thing is that I can put it exactly where I want it. You can put it the height you want and the cage position you want. Whereas before, if I'd put the robust wheel in here, I'd have had to put it on this end to hang it from the top, which I didn't want to do because I've got a shelf there. I'm very happy with it, and I know Charlie likes it. You could tell by his face when he hopped in it the first time. I haven't actually got a video of him running in it yet because it's only been here a couple of days. I know he has run in it because I left a little bit of substrate on top at night and it's gone in the morning. So I know he's using it, and I know he had a nice happy look on his face when he climbed in it and walked around in it a little bit when it was new, and I tried it out. But maybe I'll get a video of him running in it at some point, but I'm kind of leaving him to do his own thing a bit because he's just had a cage move, so I haven't got a video of him running in it at the moment. But it does spin really well. It runs well. I like it, although it's a little bit, it might feel a little bit lightweight, but the advantage of that is it runs really well, it spins well, and it seems perfectly stable and steady screwed to the bars to me. So I'm very happy with it. And what I particularly like is it doesn't look massive for a 12-inch wheel. It doesn't look huge. I like the depth, the 9cm depth. As I said, it's the same depth as the Carly Wonderland wood wheel, whereas the robust wheel is out here somewhere, very chunky. I definitely think it runs better than the robust wheel, and I'm perfectly happy with it, and I just hope it lasts a long time. Putting it together, I'll add some photographs afterwards. You just join the joining strip with this little, the running track with this little joining strip, and you slot that into a groove on the base, and you push the front onto it into a groove. Once you've done it once or twice, it's very quick and easy. First time I wasn't quite sure what I was doing. You do need to make sure it's well into the groove, and sort of, but you'd know if it wasn't because it wouldn't fit together properly. It's easy, very easy to fit to the bars. The screw that goes through the back, you put the spacer on, which stops it being too close to the bars, and you put one of the metal plates on after that, and then you put the screw through the bars, the other metal plate, and a little wing nut that it comes with. It holds it very steady and stable, and it's really easy to remove again if you want to take it out for cleaning. I also like these big holes because I think it's quite easy to get your hand in and give it a wipe around. You haven't got a spindle or to worry about, or the fiddly little pin that gets on the Woden Tour Best wheels. I'd say for a Syrian Hamster, a 27cm Woden wheel or a 29cm Carly wheel are absolutely fine. But I think even if our Syrian Hamster wasn't large, I would still get this wheel because I like being able to fix it to the bars so easily, and because it's kind of, you know, more manageable in a cage somehow. I've got a good 15 centimetres of substrate underneath that, about a centimetre between the top of the cage and the wheel, and that means all the depth underneath is for substrate, so I don't have to worry about the wheel being too low or whereabouts in the cage to put it, so I'm very pleased with it. They do make a 9-inch one as well, and that's also sold by the Sugar Glider shop in the UK. I'm not quite sure what the point of a 9-inch one is. It sounds a bit too big for a dwarf hamster and not quite big enough for a Syrian hamster, but having said that, an 8-inch Woden wheel is fine for a dwarf hamster. And this is, I reckon these are a little bit lighter than the Woden wheels and very easy to run in, so I think a 9-inch one would be fine for a dwarf, and orange only. There is another version of the 12-inch one that is green, I believe. I don't think it's, I think you'd have to send for the US for that, but that's it's basically an extra deep one for bigger animals. But this 9cm version, the one that's sold in the UK, is orange only, which I don't mind, it's okay. I actually got this one on eBay, but the Sugar Glider shop in the UK sell them as well, both the 9 and 12-inch ones, and the fixing plates. It just wasn't cheap, that's the only thing. I mean, it was £25 for the wheel and £5 for the fixing plate. It's a £30 wheel if you want it attached to the bars of the cage, but which is more expensive than either the KT Silent Spinner or the Robust wheel. But I think it's worth the extra, just because of the ease of use. It's quite fiddly setting up cages sometimes, and you can't always put the wheel where you want it. And with this, I could put it anywhere in the cage. So I'm really pleased. I wanted it on the back wall. This area wouldn't have been big enough to hang a Robust wheel, although it probably would for a Woden wheel. But I'm just really happy with it, and I think Charlie likes it. You'll see, if you look at one of my other videos I did recently of him just trying out this new cage, you'll see a little shot of him exploring the wheel, but he didn't really run in it, he just sort of walked in it because it was full of food. I put some food in to sort of tempt him in there, but he just went in anyway and ignored the food, and, you know, had a good sniff of the wheel and meerkatted in it to see what was up above, and walked in it a little bit and ate some food and walked out again. So that's not really a kind of running. I'm happy with it. So for me, it's basically a perfect wheel at the moment. Quality-wise, I wouldn't call it flimsy, but it is lighter weight than the Woden wheels. Lighter weight plastic somehow, not thin at all, but just I would say it's more Trixie wheel quality than Woden wheel quality, but it's perfectly adequate, and it runs nicely. The stand, if you wanted it on the stand, is very stable, but again, I think the fixing plates hold it more securely to the bars. I'm well both ways, I just prefer it on the bars, because I've never had anything that runs so nice and stable fixed to the bars before. If you've got any questions about it, then just add them onto this review and I'll answer them. I know 2 places where you can buy it in the UK. You probably could buy it from America if you're in the UK, but I expect the postage would be quite expensive and it could take a long time to get here. and that's it for now. So thank you for watching. Bye.